So as luck would have it, I was perusing Craigslist and I found a listing for not one, but 2 broken arcade machines. And I looked at the pictures and immediately my jaw hit the floor because number 1, it was in my hometown. It wasn't even miles and miles away. But number 2, one of those machines was Jurassic Park III. Also, one of the neat things about this game is this is the only way you can play it is on the arcade. It's not able to be emulated in anything whatsoever as making this video. So if you want to play Jurassic Park 3, the arcade shoot 'em up, the only way to play it is on an arcade. So another one of the reasons I wanted to save this arcade cabinet from extinction, if you will. Plus, I mean, it looks great with the Jurassic Park pinball machine as a combo, right? And this machine is very rare in the sense that it never comes up for sale. You don't ever see them working anymore. And that's specifically one of the reasons I picked this machine up. It was broken, and after talking to the guy and getting a picture of the not working screen, I knew exactly what was wrong with it, and that was that the timekeeper chip on the main board had died. That's basically a design flaw from Konami, if you ask me. It has a chip on the board that has a battery inside that chip, and that battery only lasts about 15-20 years max. Game came out in 2001, so you do the math. So if you have a Jurassic Park 3 arcade machine, it either A, doesn't work because of that, or B, has had that timekeeper chip replaced at some point in time. So that's what I did. Replace the chip. You've got to actually flash game information on that chip as well. So that is, again, another design flaw. You can't just replace it with a new chip. And even if you do try to replace it with a new chip, it's not going to work. A lot of the ones that are listed on like eBay and stuff are just as old as the one you replaced it. So if anything, it maybe lasts you a year max and that battery dies again. But replace the chip. There's also some alternative fixes out there. So instead of replacing your existing chip, you can essentially Dremel into the chip and remove the battery, put in a new battery and wire it directly. Super janky, but it works. I've seen some people out there do it. Props to them, but I want to do the clean one. So I did the whole 9 yards. Had to buy, you know, a chip ROM flashing kit and everything, which is something I probably won't use a whole lot, but I just wanted to do it right. So anyways, cabinet itself was in pretty good condition. It was just absolutely filthy dirty. It was been stored in a barn. Cleaned it up, wiped it down. The screen was all sorts of not good. I mean, it just definitely needed some calibration settings and everything, so I got that squared away because it was out of position, off color, out of focus. But you know, it's just dialing in those settings, and that was relatively easy to do. Replaced the start buttons because they were super old, worn, and yellow and looked grody. Cleaned up the guns themselves. They actually perform and are calibrated and spot on for the most part. They just needed wiped down. Basically, this cabinet just needed that chip replaced, a good wipe down, put a new LED up in the marquee. It had the original fluorescent bulb, but the bulb was worn out, and I just wanted to put that LED in there. So actually, if you remember my South Park pinball one, I removed the LED bulb from there. Guess what? Perfect fit for there. So that was perfect. It does have a little bit of a slice in the marquee, but it is what it is. The artwork itself has a couple of nicks, but you know, the machine's over 20 years old. What can you do? Honestly, you can't do anything because if you don't know anything about this machine, there's nothing out there for it. You can't buy a owner's manual for it. You can't buy parts for it. You can't buy artwork for it. Basically, if you have this machine, like I said, it's very rare in the sense that there's nothing out there for it. So couldn't replace the marquee if I wanted to. Couldn't replace the artwork if I wanted to. That's why I was so excited to see it was in good condition. The body of the cabinet, everything was in good condition. Basically replaced the locks down the front because those have been drilled out. Put some new LED bulbs in the coin lights as well as LED bulbs in the escape buttons. Because if you're not familiar, this game plays a little bit differently than the old Sega shooters. So Sega had the first one with the original Jurassic Park rail shooter. Then they came out with the second one with the Lost World. Konami had this one in 2001. So a little bit differently. You can, you know, play your normal shoot 'em style, but as you get to the bosses, the bigger dinosaurs, these escape left and right buttons illuminate, and that way you can dodge left and dodge right before they attack. So adds a little more to the gameplay, but enough talking about it. Show you some gameplay. Let me know what you think.
Okay, I got it. It's a human!